Thank you.
If you want to seat, would you be more comfortable seated?
No, I've been sitting a lot.
Okay.
I'm off of a 12-hour time zone shift. So I'd like to say that I have a lot of material to share, and what I've offered is to take anyone here to dinner afterwards, yes, and we have a restaurant arranged to further the discussion, but I can probably go for 2 hours straight with everything I need to present or would like to present. I'm going to be sharing my perspective on what's going on in the world, which will be different than everyone else's, as it should be. And but I think you'll find that interesting. There'll be things that some of the people here pretty much have heard about most of it before, but maybe I've put it together in some way that's different. Then there'll be some of it that's new, even to Nick. Some of the this is the appendix for the YouTube, a list of links, which is going to be emailed to all of you. And some of this surprised Nick, who's a very knowledgeable person. So there's that. And then some of it is my personal story, which I've never shared before. So with all that, I'm asking to hold your questions, to take a note, okay, I really need to ask them about this, and come back to it later so I can just go. Our videographer is going to stop me at 55 minutes. So, in preparing for this, my preparation is that I'm going to be as sincere as I can. And in being sincere, I don't have to be nervous. So that's where I'm going to be coming from. So you'll hear some of my personal story and some other things. So I'm going to be covering, this is my notes for the outline that I wrote on the train this morning. Most of the people here are familiar with the Disclosure Project, I take it. Is anyone not familiar with the Disclosure Project? Disclosure Project. Disclosure Project. Okay, well, I just wanted to ask. So that tells me a lot, and that's good. I guess I'm going to kind of start. I'm going to start with my view of how planets evolve. And I'll start with our idea of creation. So we have three ideas of creation kind of going around. One is the creation story, the other is evolution story, and the other is intervention story from maybe other civilizations. For those watching this on YouTube, what's he talking about, other civilizations? Well, we have, in 2001, everyone in this room knows, there was a press conference, and government witnesses came out and said, yeah, UFOs are real. That press conference was covered up. There was another one on September 27th, which you can look up, YouTube folks. So whenever I talk about UFOs or ET or other civilizations, I'm not crazy. I'm in line with military witnesses. Everyone in the room knows this. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I feel right here I should mention I'm in personal correspondence with people who are watched by the controllers who watch people. I'm proud to say Jan Bravo, Jane Burgermeister, Deborah Dupre. But you don't have to do much to get on a list. You can just subscribe to Alex Jones and you'll get on a list. So I'm there. I was photographed this morning in the subway, and that's all okay. my message is very inclusive. We're not going to go anywhere until there's a change of heart within the security apparatus. And that change of heart is coming. So we'll talk about that and why it's coming, which is the title of this, why this truth movement will succeed. So let's go back. So we have the creation story. The world was made in 6 days. Now that we have evidence that there really are other civilizations, this comes into question whether that could be true. We have the fossil record, which makes us question this. And we have logic, which is if God created everything in 6 days, where did God come from? We get to this very logical understanding that there's no answer to that. Therefore, we can't name a beginning. And that's a very spiritually powerful place to be coming from. Because if we say there's no beginning, we can also say there's no end. We can say there's no center. We can say a lot of things. And that frees us of attachment upon which every priesthood has been built. Every priesthood has been built on saying that they're the authentic representative of so-and-so, who is the so-and-so. But now we know there really is no beginning. So all this authenticity is kind of like plagiarism. To be honest, we live in the great mystery, because we don't know where, if we want to use the word God, we don't know where God came from. So it is a great mystery. This makes the seeker very honest. And no priest can argue with another priest about the great mystery, can they? So I will always, that's my default position, is the great mystery. I'm a seeker. I'm exploring endlessly into this great mystery, and I call that endless awakening. I had an experience, I'm going to jump around. I had an experience when I was 19. I was, whatever reasons, given a free ticket to India, and I went. And after hitchhiking from London to India, but I got a free ticket to London. And I had a powerful experience there, which will come out some other time. But step by step, I was led to Bodh Gaya, where I found myself sleeping on the ground with no coverage, just cold, on the raw stone next to the stupa, on the north side of the stupa at Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya is where Shakyamuni Buddha sat for 40 days under the Bodhi tree and broke through. So I was there, I spent the night there. I had a night of dreaming, and the dreaming consisted of what I experienced was pulsating rivers of blue light. And this was my breakthrough time. After that, I woke up in the morning, the world had turned inside out, and I took many, many years to try to integrate what happened, which led me from one spiritual teacher to another. Significantly, Kobun Chino Roshi, who was a Zen teacher in the Bay Area, who acknowledged where I was, and I had asked him, should I become a Buddhist monk? And he said, no, you're going to start your own lineage. Over the years, my view of lineages is this. That's how I view lineages. They're all based on this beginning and top type of idea. It's not what Buddha ever said. He never referred to himself as a Lord Buddha. So now, 2,500 years later, we have Buddhism with this odd idea that someone's a Lord, or that Shakyamuni Buddha's last words were, be a light unto yourselves. Don't follow me. Don't do anything like that. The next thing that happened is everyone had a war over his bones. So that's what people do. That's the world of attachment. That's the world we're moving away from in our spiritual understanding. Because to awaken means to let go of the limited. This is what all seekers everywhere have in common. Every tradition, every culture, and I'll say every planet has the same situation of moving away from limited thinking. So that's what we have in common. What I would want to do is empower all trails, all paths. We all have this in common. We're moving from limitation. And when we look at what spirituality is, it's really breaking the routines of our conditioned thought. So that's what we all have in common. We will see, as the years now and maybe less than a decade goes by, that the idea that there's a top, that Lord Buddha is the top, or Lord Krishna, or Lord Jesus, or Lord Muhammad, all these tops are going to kind of become different because people won't be able to claim that kind of property ownership on truth, okay? And we'll start to use our logic that there isn't a beginning, it is a great mystery, there is no end to awakening. This makes people very honest. We will come to that. We're going to see all the religions fall flat. We're seeing that now with the Catholic Church, and we're going to see it with all of them. But they're not going to be replaced by materialism, scientific materialism, because that's going to be cut to shreds by great seekers who are going to be coming forward